Welcome, I'm Yvonne Davis, and I'm officially kicking off my first artist date. So I decided what I want to do, and I will show you what that is. It's based on this video called Sigil Making by Vicki Verily, Unlock the Fun and Magic of Sigil Making. So it's a very artistic and magical process. So I am looking forward to this. I think it will be a lot of fun. All right, so I've got my gear behind me, everything I need, and I will be off to shop for my supplies so that I can make my sigils. I will see you soon on the road. On my first artist date on the first Saturday, I went to Walmart on Merritt Island and bought some art supplies. I wanted to try making a sigil for Sigil Magic. After I got the supplies, I came home and I worked on my art project. It's still ongoing, so I plan to keep working on it and enjoying it. Okay, I've got my art supplies. I've got a board and some colored markers, a couple of journals, and a candle just for fun. So I am all supplied up. That was my first attempt now. I am trying to put it onto the board, and I'll add some pictures. Okay, here's the next one I'm attempting. I'm going to put it on the board here. You saw in the video what it looks like. After that, I did a full moon magic ritual because that's what astrologers do. Vicki Verily, who wrote the book on sigil magic, she's also an astrologer, and astrologers like to do funky things like that on the full moon. So that's what I did, and it was super fun. And it's also very, very creative. So the second artist date, I went for a walk on the beach, and that wasn't super extraordinary, but at the same time, I'm really glad that I went that morning because it was kind of cool. It was about 60 degrees, and it was in the morning, so the air was really clean and fresh and crisp, and there weren't many people on the beach. So I got to really commune with the birds and with nature. And I felt super energized the whole day after that. So I was really glad that I went. I enjoyed that. And then the third one, on the third Saturday, I went for a bike ride. And that one was a little more extraordinary because that was actually the first time I had gone for a bike ride since I've lived here. I went when I was camping for a week at Fort Pickens on Pensacola Beach. I rode my bike pretty much every day when I was there, but I hadn't ridden it since I moved here. So I was glad to go out and get a bike ride, and I think that I will go riding around the neighborhood more because I think there will probably be a window of time when the weather will be just perfect for it, not too cold but not too hot. So I want to make sure and I go out for more bike rides during that time and check out the neighborhood. It's fascinating because when you drive to the same places every day, you don't realize how many really interesting things there are in your own neighborhood. So I was glad to go out and explore. So I'm trying out my new Chesty. I'm gonna go for a bike ride. Here we go. I think the artist states contribute to my creativity because they push me to do something that I wouldn't normally do. And I would say that my creativity where I'm at right now has definitely prospered from the fact that I have done programs like The Artist's Way, and they really do help you to break through and to trust your own creativity. Although I do think that there are a lot of creative people at Full Sail. So this is a very unique community. I mean, out in the real world, you don't meet people who just like are creative every single day and make it a huge priority in their lives to the point where they're willing to go and get a master's degree in a subject that in which they devote their lives to their creativity. So, in terms of the three new artists' dates, I think, well, first of all, I'm going to Costa Rica for a week for a writer's retreat. And I had been there in 2019. And so this is the first time that I will be traveling abroad since then. And I'm looking forward to getting back to a beautiful place and people that I really love to be with because they're all writers and they live and breathe it, as do I. So I'm looking forward to being with them in that setting where I can just give myself a week to completely focus on sinking into my writing. It's that is an absolute gift. So I definitely consider that an artist state. As far as the second and third artist's date goes, I will probably go camping at Ocala National Forest because I saw a YouTuber who went there. He's someone I follow. His name's Slim Potato Head. And he just went to Ocala National Forest, which I realize is actually pretty close to where I live. So I want to go give that a try. So I'm going to do that when the weather gets a little bit better. It's a little too chilly right now for tent camping. So I'll wait till it gets a little bit warmer, like probably in May or April. And then for the third artist date, I might go down to Key West and visit the Hemingway house. So I think, yeah, that will definitely be one of my artist dates. And I'm going to add a fourth one too, which is to go back to Fort Pickens for a week and camp on Pensacola Beach because I just absolutely fell in love with that place. I camped there for a week before I moved here and I just absolutely loved it. So I want to go back there. It's a really fascinating place because there are so many things to explore and there's a fort, and for people who are creative writers and filmmakers and photographers, if you especially if you love history, but even if you don't, I mean, your imaginations will go wild. So I highly recommend it. All right, that's it. And I yes, I very much enjoyed my artist state and looking forward to more in the future. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this.